Riot podcast time. Wee!
Is it really a wee type of day?
Man, Nikki, I'm so sleepy. Like, it hits me at the weirdest times. But like today when I was getting the podcast together, I was like, I lay down.
Did you lay down?
No, I wanted to so bad. In fact, I was trying to hurry up to get it done so I could lay down before you came back in the room.
I feel like you handled it better than other days that I see that you're exceptionally tired.
I just want that to stop, and it never goes
will.
away.
It
never goes away.
will.
I'll be like 80 and retired, and I'll just sleep all the time.
I'm so tired.
But Grandpa, all you did was sleep today. I know I'm exhausted from all this sleeping.
Stop talking about it.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Well, I'm sure everybody else. It's the first full week back of the year. We were off last week, so. Yeah, you'll hear us mention we're tired for a good few more days.
Yeah, I'm supposed to go to the gym today. How am I supposed to survive the gym like this?
I bet you'll perk back up.
Oh, yeah. That always happens. I get real perky.
Just trying to make it, give you some hope.
Hey, I'm going one way or the other. So if somebody finds me asleep on the elliptical or something, like, you know what happened.
No one's waiting for it, so you got plenty of time.
Boy, that's the truth. So today in the podcast, we talk about fundraisers, who we think should be distributing the vaccine, morning gasoline optimism, breaking up with Alexa, Cobra Kai, Mall of America, Discovery Plus, Batman,
the Earth 1 and Earth 2.
Brownie Oreos. I mean, life is good. It's good.
Even
when
in
the middle of these difficult times, these are good things.
Stop it. You know what, though? Every morning when I hear back our show, you're just like, yeah, it sounds about right. It all sounds about right every morning.
I don't know. What else are we supposed to talk about?
I think people appreciate that this is what we talk about.
I mean, do you want to... I think we could do better at talking about sports, but every time I try to, I'm just like, I don't even understand this.
Hey, we did yesterday.
Yeah, we did. Come on.
We talked about March Madness.
So that's something.
So don't be too hard on ourselves.
All right. Well, you guys enjoyed today's podcast. Remember, you can always reach out and say, hey, by texting 877-2RadioU or emailing riot@radiou.com.
Have a wonderful day.
Bye.
It's the worst of the Riot on RadioU.
What do we do here at the Riot, Nikki? We tell people things they really already know.
Yeah, well, I mean, we highlight things. Maybe they don't all know it all.
But I feel like what I'm about to share with you, because you are morning you.
Sure.
The morning version of yourself knows.
I understand what you're going to say.
That what I'm about to tell you is true. But the afternoon version of yourself forgets these things.
So what do you have to say?
I'll tell you exactly what. Yesterday afternoon, like last night, I was on my way home.
I know.
You know what it's going to be?
Well, are you going to tell me you took a nap yesterday?
Nope.
Oh, okay, that's not it.
It's not that. It's that I was like, I'll just get gas in the morning.
Yeah. Oh, yep.
That is the
That's
dumbest.
a lie.
It is a lie. Like the level of optimism that is on display when I say I'm going to get gas in the morning is absurd.
Because you're not going to want to, and you're going to be running late to where you won't have time to get gas. And so you should have got it the day before.
I got in my car this morning and I looked at my gas tank and like the idiot light's on, which means I'm really low on gas.
Sure.
And it's like, what made you think
you could have done this?
That we're going to have all this extra free time in the morning because, you just, you read the paper and sip your coffee every morning? Like, no, you're running around. Your hair is on fire. You're trying to disarm the nuclear weapon.
You're usually late as it is.
And you're like, oh, yeah, in the middle of all this, I absolutely have time to stop at the gas station to fill my tank.
I wonder, though, if it's different for everybody else, because we're super, super early people to where, like, even some gas stations, like, they're not open, or
they're
if
not,
they are,
like the pumps will be on, but
it's
you can't
not
go
the
in.
selection. But maybe if you're a little bit later, but still a morning person, they go in and get coffee or they go in and get a snack. So maybe it's not so bad if you weren't so early.
Well, I'll tell you, I got myself. It's out in the car, but like I got a soda.
You did?
Because I was just like,
you have to have something for this.
I did. I was like, if you hurry, you can have a soda. And I was still cutting it mighty close. But yeah, listen, again, I'm telling you this, but you already know this. But I'm hoping maybe your afternoon brain is going to log this somewhere. You don't get gas in the morning. It's a stupid choice.
Even if you think you'll have time, something's going to come up.
Do better.
But you at least got a soda.
Yeah, it's something.
That's good.
You thought they were bad live? Well, just wait until you hear this. The Worst of the Riot podcast with Obadiah and Nikki.
I'm sorry, I need to linger on this gas station discussion.
Do you need more time with it?
Well, I do because, you guys may or may not recall, I had COVID, so I ended up in my basement for 4.5 weeks, and a good time was had by all. But in that time, something very difficult happened between me and my gas station of choice.
And it was hurtful.
It was.
They weren't there for you when they needed to be.
No. I mean, my bank is sending me stuff in the mail like, hey, do you need to defer a payment? Like, are you okay?
Well, you were in the summer when you got it, but he became a VIP member of this gas station's loyalty soda club.
Gold star.
Yeah, it was impressive.
Yeah, it was a big deal. And so since I was unable to go in and do my part during those weeks, they revoked my status.
Well, it's different. I only know it to compare it to say Starbucks and they change their stuff but you usually have a year or more time to keep your status.
Man, they're weekly.
But you had a monthly thing where if you didn't, it was gone.
So I got my status. I'm back.
Yeah.
I'm back in. I'm gold. I'm VIP. I walk in there's a special section I go to. It's huge.
Really?
And
is it the same fountain machine?
It's all the same.
It's all the same. Okay.
I just want you to think it's better. And so this time I go in there and it's taking a little while to check out. And the guy's like, oh, I think it's on their end with the server, but I'm really sorry, but you're not going to get your points for this transaction. And I was like,
uh-oh.
Okay. My thought was, it's just a thing. It happens. We don't have to make a big deal out of this. And then I thought,
but if they,
I see what's happening.
Well, can't you go back later and just have it added?
When it's on me, your status is knocked, whatever. But now you guys are having your own problem there. And you're trying to take my status away again. That's what I see is happening here right now.
Now you felt very threatened, right?
Yeah. I actually asked the guy, I was like, I don't care. It's fine, because I'll be back today and tomorrow and the day after. It's I'm not worried.
It's not like his status really will be revoked, but say if it was.
And he was like, okay, good. And I was like, so, all right, what's the story here? What's going on? He's like, we have some people that come in here a lot. And if I would tell them that they weren't going to get their points,
Aww.
He was like, they would freak out.
Yeah, they'd have a fit.
It would be a huge deal if they didn't get their points.
You handled it well.
I did.
Outward. I mean, inward, you might have been mad.
Oh, I'll just tell you right now, I'm currently building my conspiracy theory case.
Is there even points?
Against the gas station and the whole Duchess organization for trying to keep me from getting the points that I clearly deserve.
Okay, but since I'm not familiar with their setup, can't you just, I'm sure, have an app and then you put it in afterwards with a receipt or something?
Maybe I could go see the manager and show them my receipt.
Yeah, the following day, if it's working, they can add it in. I'm sure they'll love you for that. As they try to work.
Hang on. Let me this
get your 2 points.
Here, this line will grow longer. Let's get corporate on the phone so we can help you.
Well, those are just some alternate ways to get your points. If not, you're fine. You still have enough.
The definition of insanity is putting the riot on again and again and expecting a better result. It's the Worst of the Riot on RadioU.
I want to say hey to Tom. He was just hitting us up about a movie theater near him that is auctioning off their old movie posters to try to stay in business.
Hey, you like movie posters?
You
love movie posters.
I do. And so
the question is, do they have any good ones?
I mean, they have a lot of them, but because it's a charity auction, I'm not going to lie, prices are
a bit
high.
inflated. Well, I mean, you're helping the movie theater, so you're right. It would be a little bit more.
We're talking hundreds and hundreds of dollars for posters. The thing that's cool is a lot of them are, the theater's been in business for 35 years, but they are, they're original posters. Most of the stuff you buy right now, if you went to Amazon and you're like, I really want a whatever poster, and you bought it. What you don't know is that's probably somebody in China that is printing and sending you a copy. It's not an original poster.
Yeah, I think which is why they're so affordable at that price.
Right. But these would be actual movie theater prints that are available, and that is very cool.
So is this the Princess Cinemas? Or what was it called? Or
let me scroll up here and find it.
It looks like there's maybe a couple of movie theaters doing this thing too.
Princess Cinemas in Waterloo, Ontario. So it's in Canada.
Yeah, and this is their 35th anniversary.
That changes everything. I don't want it.
Yeah.
I don't want a Canadian poster.
Maybe there's no difference.
No, in most cases, there's not. In North America, you usually have to go somewhere else to find
Well, the shipping is the bigger thing. If you end up getting one of the auction posters, which started on the 3rd, there's free local pickup if you're in Ontario. And if you arrange a time, so you have to arrange that with them.
Right.
If not, shipping is $25 within Canada by request. But they don't say about shipping outside of Canada, so I'm not sure.
So you think the $25 is the expensive part?
No, that's within Canada only.
Okay, well, I'm just telling you that you're not going to get a poster for that.
Well, of course.
No,
I
mean,
But if you're outside of Canada, they might not even ship it to you, or you will have to pay way more for shipping.
How about Kill Bill Volume 1? $430.
Well, I guess because they're original, maybe that does make a difference, but that's a lot.
How about the Titanic 3D re-release?
How much is that?
$85.
85? So that's a little better.
It seems like it's not bad as compared to $430.
Just want to let you know, Princess Cinemas in Ontario, we then go over to IKEA and get the really inexpensive movie poster frame. So we're not looking to spend a lot of money here.
Do you want to know something sad? IKEA no longer sells a full-size movie frame.
Oh, you can't get that anymore?
No, that's a 27 by 40 inch frame, and I went looking for one at IKEA over break. They don't do that anymore. The biggest I could get was...
Did they put a sign out and say it to you? Or?
I mean, they didn't have them anywhere. I talked to somebody, and their response was like, we haven't sold that in a long time.
No one else wanted it. Is that what he was trying to tell you?
Yeah, basically. So now you end up with, 24 by 36, I think it is. And those are definitely reproductions. Those are not full-size film posters.
Well, maybe you can find an auction somewhere if they're auctioning off the old IKEA frames.
Man, that's a bummer. Those IKEA frames are really good. They were like $20-25, and they are no more.
For it. You should have bought a bunch of them and just kept them.
Of course. That's what it's like. It's the whole thing. Costco, IKEA. Find something you want. They're just like, get rid of it.
Well, they had those for many years, but yeah, they took them away. So that's the Princess Cinemas in Waterloo, Ontario for their fundraiser to raise money to keep them open.
I'm a bad person, but I don't care enough. Good luck to you guys, though. But I'm not buying a $450 poster. My bad.
That's where the line is.
That's my line.
You found it.
It was bad enough the first time around, but now it's worse. Don't believe us? Just keep listening. You'll find out soon enough. This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
I want to say hi to, where did he go? Not Scott. Oh, Scott, you want me to get a custom-made frame of Joanne's?
Well, that's a craft fabric place, and I don't think that would be in the cost that we were looking at.
I was going to say, have you ever looked at what it costs to have a custom frame made?
It's hundreds of dollars.
It's so expensive.
We could only afford the IKEA ones because they were mass-produced, so we need that.
Yeah, I need the cheapness. I'm not buying nice stuff.
But still, he was giving you an option.
Though I will tell you, the poster that I'm looking for a frame for is an actual original 70s movie poster for Avalanche.
Avalanche?
Yes, it's a movie from the late 70s, and I bought an original print. Oh, it's not a good one.
Which is why you could buy it.
Well, they did it on Mystery Science Theater, and I was like, dude, I want a poster of this. So I ordered it, and now I just need a frame for it. Also want to say hi to Dan. Oh, my gosh. He has what might be, I think, it might be tweet of the day in my world. Dan says, let's put Spirit Halloween in charge of pop-up vaccine clinics.
Oh, the Halloween stores? Well, that's something. No, I don't know how well those are run.
No. I think they're probably run pretty well. What are they used to doing? Finding big, empty, open spaces.
Filling it
up fast, and then getting the heck out of there.
Yeah, but
that's what we're looking for.
We are, but I still want there to be a sense of the proper setup. I feel like those Halloween stores have to legally get out of town after a month or so for, tax purposes or breaking some rules. So I don't know about that.
I mean, the only thing that I see would be difficult to get people to come in there and work for them is you're like, look, I'm a nurse. I'm not a sexy nurse, okay?
Just a normal one.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
I'm the security guard. I'm not sexy security guard, Spirit Halloween.
I don't know. Everybody always still says, like, if you want something that's run well, you got to look at, like, the Chick-fil-A lines. I would still lean more towards that than these places that come in and out within, like, a month.
I don't know, Nikki. I mean, they got a business model that is
scary.
Almost, well,
it's super scary.
But then look at what they do. They flip Spirit Halloween and they turn it into like Toy World or whatever, and they do Christmas. So, I mean, like, this is what they could do, the vaccine and like super vaccine. And then
I'll let you go there. I'll go to Chick-fil-A for my vaccine, or I'll go to my friendly doctor and I'll just go there.
Man, you go to Chick-fil-A for the vaccine and they're like, it's for cows, but it works on people too.
Well, they're so nice. Maybe I'll get a chicken sandwich with it. So it'll be fine.
I'm in. Count me in. Can I get one of those cookies?
Well, they're saying that in so many places, they're really slow in providing the vaccine to the people that are supposed to be receiving it. Like, we're not even in line for it because, they're not looking at us.
Nikki and I we'll be dead and they'll be giving us our vaccine. They're like, you finally made it.
Well, it's not first line, like we're not first responders sort of things. And we're also not older. So they say we're fine to wait.
They're just like fist bump, good luck.
But there's so many places where the people that are supposed to be getting it are not even getting it, and they only have a certain shelf life.
Well, thank you, Dan. Spirit Halloween, Nikki. Now look, do you see what you just said? Talk about a product that doesn't have much of a shelf life and it needs a fast turnaround.
It does sound exactly like the Spirit place.
This is brilliant.
But as long as it was still a nurse who was working there.
Like a real one.
Like a real one. Yeah, that would be great. And a real doctor. So maybe.
We can still have real-ish stuff there. Ish. Mm-hmm. I mean, they have the outfit.
Mm-hmm.
This is RadioU's Worst of the Riot.
I don't have a word for it yet, but I feel like we need to come up with a word for these foods that companies are producing in like 2 places, but they get nationwide attention for them. So it's an unfood, a no motion.
It's you're not getting it.
It's a nettable.
Yeah, but they're just telling you because they want to see if there's a response to make it nationwide. But it's a limited release.
This is ridiculous. Pizza Hut's doing it again. And there's this part of me that doesn't want to give them the credit and talk about it. But there's also this part of me that's like, I want it now.
But you don't like Pizza Hut. You're fine.
I know, but this is different. Nikki, I still remember the first time we ordered a stuffed crust pizza, and I was like, this is amazing.
You put cheese in the crust.
There's cheese in the crust.
But I feel like over years, I used to really like a stuffed crust pizza, but as time went on, it just was never the same as when you were young, Nikki and Obi.
I agree with you.
When you were a kid, that was like amazing. And now you're like, well, it's fine.
I don't know if it's the evolution of the palate or they have just slowly but surely been swapping out plastic for the cheese. Like, I don't know which one it is, but I know that there's no way it tastes as good now as it did then.
Well, it just seems like it hardens up more, and it's just something
so quickly.
It is.
And like, you got to start at the back if you want a prayer of warm cheese.
But again, maybe when you were younger, you just didn't realize all that.
Or maybe you ate so fast that you were just like, what? I don't understand.
I think it could be a little of both.
Well, Pizza Hut has unveiled the nothing but stuffed crust pizza ring. It's only available in 4 locations in the entire world.
So you've got 4 locations in Los Angeles and Dallas, Fort Worth. It's a ring of cheese, no pizza attached. And this is in honor of the stuffed crust pizza's 25th anniversary.
I want it.
January, you got today and tomorrow, and then it goes away.
I know. So that means that you and I have until tomorrow to get to LA or Fort Worth and get this pizza because obviously we need it.
No, what you could do is just order a stuffed crust pizza and then cut out the pizza part.
Now, that's not bad.
And that would be cheaper than the travel.
That's not bad.
It looks like a stromboli or, just a ring of dough and cheese.
Yeah, there's some pizza place near me that was selling like a pizza. It was like basically a pizza pocket. It was like their deep fried pizza sandwich. And I was like a
calzone.
I'll take that. Yeah. I haven't gotten over there yet, but that sounds good.
So the original stuffed crust pizza debuted in 1995 for Pizza Hut.
Wow. Look at them. Real innovators in the pizza space, right? Pizza is just killing it. They have the best pizza.
Stop saying it because I can't tell with your tone. I don't think he means it.
It's
Even
so
though
good.
The pizza, like the 3-tiered pizza box holiday thing that they had, got some traction during the holidays. But outside of that, we don't hear as much for Pizza Hut fans.
It just goes to show you, it's the whole Christmas thing. Like if you could get a crappy gift, but if it's in nice wrapping, you're excited about it.
If it's wrapped in dough and cheese, then yes, it's fine.
Man, I'll eat this just stuffed crust pizza. Let's get some cheese bread.
So again, it's today and tomorrow if you're in one of these special 4 locations in Los Angeles or Dallas-Fort Worth. Otherwise, for the nothing but stuffed crust, it would be cheaper if you did just order a stuffed crust pizza and just eat the ring of it on its own.
It's an unfood. A nettable. Pizza Hut's doing a no motion.
It's a not for you.
So like instead of, that might actually be better. I was thinking like promotion, but it's a no motion. I'm back at the drawing board.
Yeah.
You were one of the lucky few who missed the riot when they were live. Yet here you are.
I also like to live dangerously.
This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
I got a journal. I write in it. I like it. You know, there's something cathartic to me about sitting down and writing out my thoughts. But the thing about a journal is like a pretend space. You know, I pretend like there's somebody named Diary that I'm writing that we're talking to. But here's something that I want you to know is that when you take time, to be clear, just because I'm saying that, I'm kind of making fun of it, but I'm making fun of myself because I'm writing to my imaginary friend.
Well, I was reading an article because they said that some people have picked up journal writing as like a resolution. And they said it's really nice, especially if you don't feel currently like you have someone you can talk to.
Oh, sure.
That it's better than to just leave your thoughts inside your head, but it's good to just go ahead and get them out.
Actually, in the middle of a very difficult time for myself, journaling, I felt like carried me through because there was stuff where I was just like, man, I just can't talk to anybody about this. But I want to just say this. That the difference between me writing Dear Diary and me writing in my journal is I actually call it a prayer journal because what I'm doing is that a lot of times I'm writing and I'm going back and forth with God, kind of talking about what's going on. And I just want you to know that you can sit down and talk to the wall or you can sit down and talk to God. God is with you. God is listening and God cares. It's very easy to feel like you're alone. That, you know, again, like we were saying, like, hey, there's things I can't talk to anybody about. I don't want anybody to know this. I want you to know that God already knows the worst parts of you, the things that you're afraid somebody's going to find out, the things that you're afraid that if they found out, they wouldn't like you anymore. They wouldn't be your friend anymore. Jesus loves you as you are. You don't have to be afraid that he's going to find your journal. You don't have to be afraid. No. You can trust God with the deepest, darkest things that you write down, every single part of you. And God is listening. You're not talking to the wall. You're not writing in an empty book that no one will read. God sees your heart. He knows you. He loves you. And he gives a rip about you. And look, you may have a friendship with him already and you know this, but what if you don't? You know, maybe you don't know God the way I do. I wish you would. Obadiah's not special. I mean, he is, but he's not. Nikki's not special. I mean, she is, but she's not. We have a friendship with Jesus, and you can too. Just say, Jesus, I want that kind of friendship. I want you in my life. I want you to fill me with your spirit. I want to start handing these journal parts over to you because I need somebody else here with me.
Maybe the riot would sound better if they spent less time improving their lives at their gym. That was sarcasm. It's the riot on RadioU.
It's not like a good batch of worthless advice to start your morning. Just something that's not going to do jack squat for you. So, ladies and gentlemen, worthless advice from our friends at Newport Academy.
What are they telling us?
Barbara Nozel, she's the chief clinical officer there, and she says the first thing you should do in the morning is wake up and open your blinds.
Yeah, but it's dark out when we get up.
Exactly.
There's no point. I actually don't close my blinds.
Me either.
Because there's no no reason.
I don't have to worry about the sun coming up and waking me up too early.
I guess the wonderful part for us, even though it means we're not sleeping enough, is the fact that I go to bed when it's dark and I still wake up when it's already still dark. So we don't have to worry about it.
Is it any wonder that I wake up and I'm like, what time is it? Am I late?
What day?
There's nothing to distinguish.
I don't think hers is very practical for everybody.
Like I said, that's us starting the day with some worthless advice.
So they want people to wake up with the sun, though?
Oh, yeah. They say it's perfect. Like that way you wake up, the sun will help you. And also, she says, if you get a chance, spend some time outside because it helps you reap the positive effects of sunlight. You want to fill your living and working spaces with natural light. I haven't seen the sun in more than a week.
And fooling her, like, I don't think she realizes I can sleep through the sun.
Yeah, that's not a problem.
Even if I had the sunlight pouring in, I might be annoyed, but I'm not getting up.
The light typically wakes me up.
Well,
I have weird sensitivity to light.
You could still stay in bed, though.
Oh, yeah.
You don't have to get out of bed.
All you do is you reach down next to your bed where you put your shirt, because I just pile all my dirty clothes right next to my bed, and you just grab one and you just wrap it around your eyes. You're right back to sleep.
Yeah, no one will notice.
So, hey, just a heads up, everybody. And I love the photo for this article. It's a woman in her robes, like flinging open the curtains so that she can see the bright sunshine rolling in.
She's having a moment. Well, I guess this is the same if you get one of those alarm clocks where it slowly turns on the light to mimic sunlight and wake you up that way.
Yeah, there you go. Look at you. You're flinging open the blinds. It's a new year. It's a new you.
This is a new way to wake up. I love Amanda's text. I'll make sure I tell my boss that I'm 3 hours late because I had to wake up with the sun.
I'm telling you right now, where I live right now, if I had to wake up with the sun, I would have been asleep for a week. I haven't seen the sun in at least a week.
It's just not enough.
It doesn't come out anymore.
So for the lady who wrote that article as the best way to wake up, maybe for certain people, but I don't know if that's helpful for us.
Yeah. So, well, you know what?
We'd be late every day.
In the meantime, I'll just be over here, let's just throw on the... Oh, yeah.
Obi uses a
light box.
A light box to mimic sunlight every morning for 30 minutes.
Nikki, this is my version of flinging open the blinds.
Don't you feel better?
I don't know. You know what? Here's what I've noticed. And I know I'm so negative all the time, but I noticed the absence of my light box, not the presence of it. Does that make sense?
So you do need it.
Yeah, so it's worth it.
The Riot really wanted to do this live, but now they can play video games and eat rice cakes instead. This is the worst of the Riot podcast.
At home, I've got an Amazon Fire Cube, and I love it. I've got it in my basement, which is supposed to be in my fun space.
Yeah, that's your fun zone.
That's where, like, when I want to go in, it's the adult equivalent of, like, where you go and there's a ball pit. It's like that.
Like your playroom?
It's my playroom. I go down there and play. But then I was like, we should get this upstairs. So I took an Amazon gift card that I got for Christmas, and I bought another Fire Cube, and I bought an Amazon Echo Show.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, and it's like one big room. It's like kitchen and living room, and I was like, this is going to be great. Like, it's going to be all Alexa'd up, and I had a Google Nest Mini in there. It's like a Google Home Mini thing. And I was like, this is going to be great. We're just going to switch. It's going to be all Alexa all the time. It's going to be fantastic. It has been a complete disaster, and I'm returning all of it.
Well, wait, why was it so good downstairs but not upstairs?
I don't know. It's not working. I can't get it. The Fire Cube will not really control the TV very well.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if it's because of the furniture. I don't know if it's because of my attitude. Like, I don't know.
It just noticed. It's after the holidays. It doesn't want to work.
And it's funny, like, they're probably, I don't know how big that space is. I have no idea. I just know that I'll be talking to Alexa and I want the TV Alexa to hear it, and the kitchen one will.
It picks it up.
I'll be in the kitchen and the TV one will get it.
You can change that setting though, because I have that problem with the Google Homes that I have.
Yeah.
So you just change the setting and turn one so it listens less. You can turn its listening level down, so it won't pick up when you're talking to the other one. But it seems like maybe you are too close.
I'm just done. I'm just going to take that stuff back. I'm going to throw the Google Home Mini, just set it back in there. Just like, all right, we're done.
Bad though. You wanted to have it like I wanted
it to be like this. Like I wanted to live in the future. That's what I wanted. I wanted it to be like every room, the government's listening. I'm telling things what to do. Like it was going to be really exciting. And it's just been like, you know what? Screw it. I'll just take this money and buy something I'll never use.
Well, I mean, technically you're not using these properly, so that's not the right statement.
You know what? I sit down and I'm like, you know what? Everybody forgive me, but I'll be like, Alexa, turn on the TV.
Sure.
And Alexa's like, I can't control the air conditioner from here. And you're like, oh.
That's not what we said.
Or then you'll hear, Bing, are you saying you want the history of TV while you bake dinner?
And you don't hear it from the one by your TV. You hear it from the other one. In the other room. You're like, it's not listening right.
I'm just like, man, this is supposed to be. And I realize I could probably put a bunch of work into it and something, but I've decided, no, I'm not putting the work in.
You're done?
I'm done.
Okay.
Like I'm just taking it back. One goes to Best Buy, one goes to Amazon. Done.
Well, it's boring now. I had a lot of smart setup with the Christmas lights and stuff in my house. And so I was just every day telling Christmas to turn on, Christmas to turn off, this to turn on. And now that all that stuff's put away, there's no telling fun anymore. Outside of the TV turning on, that's it.
I mean, that's fun too, I guess.
Not as fun as Christmas stuff was.
Oh, that's cool. You can make it tell you the weather. I like that.
Well, anything can.
I know, but it's still it's
just
kind of
return
cool.
it all right?
I know, I'm taking it back. So now I'm gift card rich again. Let's go. Let's start shopping. Let's buy something else that doesn't work.
Why don't you wait till you heal from this? And then you can see what else you might want, but don't jump back into another relationship. You got to wait.
Yeah, okay. I'll think about it.
You don't want a rebound device.
As long as it's still within the return window, it's fine.
We would give the Riot flowers to show our appreciation, but Obadiah's probably allergic. What isn't he allergic to? This is the Riot on RadioU.
Everybody, would you please get your phone out and tell me something? Like, obviously, if you're driving, do what you need to do. But, okay, Nikki, perhaps you can help me with this.
Yeah.
I feel like I am all day, every day, somehow inundated with people talking about Cobra Kai.
Yeah.
Season 3.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Are people really watching it?
They are.
Or
are they just talking about it?
They're just really smart about how they're marketing it.
No, I think since it moved to Netflix, it became okay to watch. And then people watched the seasons that were on YouTube when they moved.
Netflix.
Yeah, when it moved to Netflix, and then it became a super popular thing.
Well,
and then they moved the newest season, which was supposed to come out, and they moved it up. So it's
right. It came out on New Year's Day instead of being like January 17th or something.
So it's definitely something I saw a lot of people watching.
So it's, again, people are actually watching it.
Yes, I believe so.
We're not just talking about it. Somebody's tweeting about it.
No, it became popular. Whether you thought it was good on YouTube or probably not, it's okay on Netflix.
Okay. All right. Well,
and there's already going to be, the season 4. So
yeah, I know that because Netflix bought it. Season 3 was done when Netflix bought it. And so
So that was still a YouTube presentation, meaning like it had YouTube's filming style.
Yeah, I hope for something better with season. Every time don't hate me, I'm just being honest. It feels cheap when I watch it.
Well, that was a lower budget, but that was still a big production back when it was totally just YouTube.
Right.
But I'm curious for the 4th season because I think Netflix will make it look better.
I hope that's true.
They'll have more money with it.
Yeah, like something more than a flashlight and a camera phone.
I saw more people talking about it and being excited than the Wonder Woman movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Maybe we need better friends. Maybe that.
Why? I mean, that's fine for them to watch.
Okay. But I liked Wonder Woman. Everybody's like, it sucks. And I don't know. Like, I haven't watched the next, season 2 and 3 of Cobra Kai yet. And my reaction to it is, I don't think these people are watching the show I watched.
I think when you're on vacation or it was, Christmas break and New Year's break and you didn't have anything else to do, a show is just a show.
Okay.
You're looking for anything, and if you got a new season of something, then that's fine.
All right. Well, you're
more forgiving.
I want a little text action here. You tell me if you actually watched it. I want to hear if anybody actually watched the 3rd season of Cobra Kai, or I'm just living in a simulation and that is trying to get me.
Or is everybody just trying because it's the trending thing to do? And that happens also. People just start talking about it on social media, so you do see it more.
It's a thing.
You might be thinking that this won't be quite as bad the second time around. Well, you'd be greatly mistaken. You're listening to the Worst of the Riot podcast.
The question I had, is anybody actually watching Cobra Kai, or am I just being inundated with pretty good advertising?
And I think the fact that it is on Netflix has made a change in people's opinions toward it, even though it was always a YouTube show. It made it okay. And then people started obviously trending and talking about it more with the new season. So he's just curious.
Well, we have had a lot of people respond. Jessica says she hasn't seen it. Zach says he hasn't seen it, but he's seeing lots of ads for it. Let's see. Josh says, I realized that Cobra Kai was on Netflix around Christmas. Watched all 3 seasons in about a week.
Ooh, wow.
It's not a cinematic great, but it's worth watching.
Sometimes you just need something, and it fills the void.
Aaron says, nope, haven't watched it. Don't really want to. Ashley, we finished season 3 last night. I think the reason I enjoy it is because it's so cheesy.
Yeah. Oh, really? That does help it?
You're just talking to somebody that likes bad movies. So, hey, Jason says, totally watching Cobra Kai season 3 right now. I enjoyed season 1 and 2 because I had 0 expectations.
Sure. I would be harsher on it again when season 4 comes out. Then maybe you could be a bit harsher.
I don't know.
But I don't think you're going to watch any of it.
I've seen the first season.
Oh, yeah, a lot of people have, but.
Oh, so like it doesn't count until I've seen season 2?
I think until you start season 2, then we're not really talking about it.
This is like when you talk to your friends that are like, listen, once you get 40 episodes in and it really starts to happen. It's in the 3rd season that you really start to like it.
It's not in the 3rd season. They're like, it's at the end of the 3rd season. You have to get through it.
Oh, my gosh.
We're looking at you, CW shows.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I should probably just give it another shot. I don't know. I just felt like season 1, they couldn't decide what kind of a show it was. There were moments where it felt like a really bad sitcom. You know what? I'll stop now. I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. And since there are actual real people in the world watching it,
you should be kind.
I should at least if it's real, maybe I should give it a shot.
If not, if you don't want to watch Cobra Kai, like what else? What else is the new thing? So,
well, they're running the new season of The Expanse, but I didn't finish the old season.
Eric started watching that.
Really, that's a great show, and the books are so good.
I'm curious if there's a lot of crossover fans between the Cobra Kai and The Expanse people.
I don't know the answer to that, but you guys can give an answer if you want. 8772 RadioU.
So at first he was asking, is anybody watching Cobra Kai? Now it's, do you watch Cobra Kai and The Expanse?
Yeah, well, we're just trying to narrow the field a little bit.
See, really, who's listening?
No big deal.
You're listening to The Riot. Let's all work together today to live life with the patience of a Nikki dealing with an Obadiah.
Gotta hang in there and get through it.
You're listening to The Riot.
What's the sigh for?
Well, Nikki, I had been in plans to buy Mall of America, and now that's all falling apart.
Is that not going to happen?
No, it looks like they're current on their mortgage now.
Were they behind?
They were actually.
Mall of America?
Mall of America in Minneapolis. It's the largest mall in the United States. I don't think it's the largest one in the world anymore.
No, I don't think so.
They built one because the real action in the world is happening in Dubai. We just don't know anything about it. But they were basically behind starting in April, and that was because all of the stores that were in Mall of America weren't paying their rent. So when Mall of America had to pay its mortgage, it couldn't because there just wasn't enough cash flow.
Oh, I see.
And so what they've been doing is they've renegotiated the terms of their mortgage, and they've struck a deal. And here's the quote, that they have strong confidence in the long-term success and viability
of the Mall
of America.
Sure.
So
I've only been to the mini Mall of America at the airport.
It's in the airport, yeah.
That's the only one I've ever been to.
I have also been to that.
I've only flown through, but never been.
What do you think?
What do you think what?
Should we go to Mall of America?
Oh, I don't want to go now.
What do you think a round trip ticket? Minneapolis is a hub. So, you pay however much. They probably got a shuttle from the airport.
Oh, to the mall, and then you just go.
There's probably a hotel built into the mall. So
I mean, that doesn't feel like going to the mall, though. And I haven't been to the mall like to go shopping in quite some time. So I don't know.
Remember when we used to go to the food court just to eat?
But that was just for lunch. That was just for funsies. And every so often, guys, we'd go downstairs to the Apple store just for fun.
Go over to GameStop or go to that one place and look at guns.
And then we would go back home or go back to work. I don't know about Mall of America because I feel like if you go there, you're supposed to like go on the roller coasters or go here or go there. Like you're supposed to do this big thing.
I will say
it's not a place I feel like you just run into.
I go into Mall of America, I probably come out with nothing.
Yeah, because it's so overwhelming.
Well, not just that, but look, this is going to hurt a little. But what do they have at Mall of America that I can't buy on Amazon?
Well,
nothing.
That's why
nothing. A Mall of America mug.
But that's what the fun stuff at the mall is what you're going for then. But we don't need that.
Yeah, I'm probably good. See, do you see how I ruin I'm ruining everything.
You ruin it all. So you talking about...
Okay, wait, stop. There's an Auntie M's, I'll bet, and I can't get that at home. Fresh Auntie M's pretzels.
Yeah, but you can get it at the mall here where you can just walk right in.
I'm just telling you that gets me to the mall. If you do you want to go to the mall? No, they have Auntie M's. All right, I'm coming.
You mentioning the mall reminded me. I didn't know if you had talked about yet or saw the Epic Games with them in the mall. I thought that was a great idea for such a big company in North Carolina. A few miles away was a empty mall.
Yeah.
And they bought it to move their company into. And I thought, well, that's a great use of the big space.
I wonder if they'll still have like some mall vibes.
If they were smart, they would. They would totally keep the food court area.
Yeah.
If you worked at Epic Games, that'd be awesome.
And you know what they should have? Like, what if they retooled different departments to look like different stores?
See, perfect.
So it's like, yeah, you know what? I work in IT, but it looks like Barnes and Noble.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
So they bought Town Center for $95 million for their new headquarters.
Well, it's not the Mall of America, but I'm sure it's very nice.
But it'll do. It'll work.
If you missed out on the next Riot moment when it originally aired, you don't know how lucky you are. You're listening to the Worst of the Riot podcast.
Now, Nikki, I said we were going to talk about Discovery Plus.
Yeah.
That's you. That's a brand new.
Me.
That's a brand new streaming service.
That's me. And I jumped in on Monday when it launched. Actually, Sunday night I spent a little time with it.
Okay.
And I went with is it $6.99?
The commercial-free option?
Yeah, the commercial-free option.
We almost always buy the commercial-free option.
We do. Otherwise, it just gets annoying, especially... I'm assuming it's the same two commercials.
Over and over again.
Over and over again. But you might not know this about me. I enjoy a TV show if it's broken up into, let's show 3 things, and then the person at the end gets to pick one of the 3 things.
Okay.
Whether it's houses or
food
places or anything along those lines. So they really created a network for me.
Don't you just like to get mad at the people for the choices they make?
No, not always. I mean, I've been watching.
Just on tiny houses?
Oh, yeah. That's some poor choices. So
many poor choices.
Not on the island one where they're like $2 million. I'll watch that.
Okay, that's fair.
So I've been spending some time with it. It doesn't have as much as maybe I would have liked, option-wise.
What does that mean? You mean there aren't as many shows to watch?
Yeah, I got disappointed because I saw, Travel Channel's on there, and I haven't watched Travel Channel like in years.
I don't think I've ever watched it. Keep going.
Well, I was fascinated because I want to travel, but I can't travel right now. So let's watch the Travel Channel. It's all like ghost hunters and like all these stuff. And I thought, that's not traveling. So I
paranormal traveling.
Well, I don't want to watch that. It's not
dimensional travel.
It's like, come inside this scary house. I don't want to travel there. I want to go someplace nicer. So I skipped on a lot of that stuff, but I enjoyed the rest. It's just not as much there. So I feel like the price is
okay.
Right about where it should be, but don't ever raise it.
But do you get to, there's like 5 or 6 networks on there.
Well, there's more than that, yeah.
Can you watch the network? So say
you cannot.
HGTV's on there, but you can't watch that. You can only watch their on demand.
No, you're not watching any feed.
Yeah.
But they are supposed to unveil, and this is where people are a little upset about. I think it must be, there's this show 90 Day Fiancé. There's a lot of passionate people about that show.
People are way into that. I don't even know the premise. Like, are you... Are they married before then? Or meaning, are they together before then? Or do they just pair you up with a random person?
I think it's that.
Okay.
And then for like 90 days, can you make it or something? I'm not sure. But that along with the show that I do like, which is called House Hunters, they're supposed to be, like, I can't just watch House Hunters. They're unveiling in a few weeks a feed. So it'll be 24 hours. You can just watch House Hunters constantly.
Okay.
But I don't think I want that. I want to just be able to choose.
House Hunters on demand.
So it feels like there's some deal somewhere else keeping them from a few shows being able to just have all the seasons on there.
It feels kind of like ESPN Plus, where they're like, yeah, if you love ESPN, wait till you see ESPN Plus. It has all the sports you don't care about on it.
Yes.
And all the main sports are still on ESPN, which you can't watch with ESPN Plus.
Now, my plan is I'm dumping YouTube TV once the national championship game happens. So if we could not move the national championship game, so I have to keep paying, I would appreciate that.
That's fair.
Unless people really are not feeling well. So I plan on dumping that and then probably just keeping this since it's cheaper. Because this is basically what I watch.
That's what you're looking for.
Yeah. The Magnolia thing from the One Peoples, that's on there.
Chip and Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Okay. But it's just the Magnolia preview.
They have other shows.
Do they?
They do. Let's just say I don't think you're going to be asking me for this login to go see what it looks like, but I enjoy watching it because I like shows like that.
All right. Well, there you have it. Nikki, you often say to me, well, how come they never have something I like?
I feel like this is closer to it.
This is something you like.
Yeah, there's no service that's perfect, and I really wish there was just one that had everything.
Oh, one service to rule them all.
I know. I'd pay more money for that. But this, just don't raise the price because you have it right there.
That's what YouTube TV is, Nikki.
No, it's too expensive.
Is it healthy eating so many snacks, chips, and Oreos every single morning? No, of course not. But they do it for you.
Too many guys got the stomach for this line of work.
That's real love. It's the Riot on Radio U.
Batman.
Yes. I think you're going to talk about the Batman news now.
Am I?
I think so.
Yeah, so check this out. They came out yesterday and they're like, hey, you've got the new sparkly Batman that's coming out next year.
Sure. With
Robert Pattinson.
Hey, trailer looks good.
Yeah,
so way better than I thought any of that was going to look like.
Listen, I just want you to know this is what I feel like separates me from a lot of people most of the time. Like Robert Pattinson's Batman, I'm rooting for him.
Could be good.
Hopefully it's good. Joe Biden is president. Did I vote for him? I don't know. Did I? But I'm rooting for him.
You're supportive of the person in the role.
I mean, the guy's got it. Like, you got it. I mean, I'm throwing it. He's my Batman now. All right. So I want Robert Pattinson to make a good Batman movie because I want a good Batman movie.
And if you get that, then you're winning.
Yay. But he's not going to be the only Batman. So apparently.
So is this not in the same time frame as that Batman
movie? It's going to be the DC multiverse
version of it,
which is something they lean into a little more than Marvel does. Of there being like Earth Prime, and like Earth 1 and Earth 2.
Oh, so like in another world, this would be. Okay, I gotcha.
So they're saying that Robert Pattinson's Batman is going to be the Batman from Earth 2, which again, okay, their comment. Now, Nikki just did the Picard facepalm thing.
Wait.
Yeah.
Well, it's just when you say it that way, if you're not into it, it sounds like someone had to really manage a lot of things.
Well, they're arguing
keep it straight.
One of the things they do, and actually, again, I'll say it, some of those comics are really good, is if you look at, they'll do an Earth 2 comic series, and Marvel did this kind of with Marvel Ultimate, where they basically just take their most popular characters and reboot them and make them different in a way that is still interesting. They did that with Batman. I thought it was really good stuff. And so that's the idea here, is like, this is going to be a multiverse. So they're just going to come out and say like, yes, this is Batman, but like it's other Batman. And then here's also other Batman, in which they're saying that Ben Affleck,
the other Batman, has all of them.
Ben Affleck and Michael Keaton are confirmed to return as Batman in the Flash movie.
Oh, well, then I thought they're also doing another Batman movie with all of them.
That's supposedly a thing too, though that's not confirmed. Like, they're definitely confirmed for the Flash movie. We'll see where it goes after that. I will say this. I wasn't remotely interested in the Flash movie. Now I'm interested.
So the, let's see, the Robert Pattinson one is in The Batman, which is supposed to still now come out. Oh, gosh, it's so long. March 4th, 2020. Or so 2022.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be then. So that got pushed back a lot.
It's fine.
And
whatever.
then the Ben Affleck Keaton one will be in The Flash, which is supposed to be out November 4th, 2022.
Yeah. Okay.
We have plenty of time.
Oh, you got so much time. If we get lucky this year, and you know they're going to wait till like Christmas. I want to see that Justice League Snyder Cut thing.
Yeah.
But I'll bet we don't see it till the very end of the year.
Well, I thought it was supposed to be this spring, but you're right. Maybe they'll push it.
Yeah, this spring.
So
There's going to be a
now
lot
that
of great things that are going to happen this spring.
Now that you've explained the Batman Earth 1 and Earth 2 thing, that it makes more sense why there's just so many Batman things floating around.
Well, and they say, like, the president of Warner Entertainment or whatever was out there saying, like, yeah, we think audience... Okay, try not to roll your eyes too much at this. We think that audiences are sophisticated enough now to understand the idea of a multiverse. And they're kind of right because, 20 years ago, this would have been a hard sell. And now they're just like, oh, you mean like the time travel from Avengers? Like,
that'll work.
Man, we've just wandered into like such hardcore nerd territory. And it's so mainstream now. It's weird.
So if you're a fan of Batman, you just have 2 upcoming movies that'll be out in next year.
Man, I had to learn, like, don't talk about that. It's too nerdy.
Oh, you still have to hide it?
Because I didn't want people to know. And now it's like I'm mainstream and maybe a little too soft.
Now
I need to get more intense nerd.
They come to you as this person who has all this knowledge.
It's ridiculous.
Worst of the Riot podcast.
Nikki, I'm coming to you for some advice.
Yeah, I'm here.
Turning Point with Dr. Nikki.
Hi, welcome everybody. May my soothing voice make you feel comfortable.
Somebody, you may not have the answer for this, but I'm just going to throw it out to you. Somebody said something to me yesterday that at the time I was like, whatever.
Was it mean? Do I need to talk to them? Was it biting?
It was just one of those things where at the time I was just like, whatever. But like the more I've thought about it, I've been like, I don't like that.
Sure.
What you said. And I want to go back in the moment. And this is what I want to say to you in the moment. I feel like if I say it to you now, it's pointless.
Sure.
But I wanted to have this retort ready for you. And it wasn't so much a retort. It was just, they said something and I've like thought about it. And I'm having a hard time letting it go.
Uh-oh.
So do you have any suggestions for somebody that's trying to be kinder and more forgiving in the new year?
No, because I try my best.
You want to let it go.
I try my best, but we're very similar, and it's very hard to let sometimes some things to go. Even though you let it go, a lot of people confuse this. You could let it go to where it's not really affecting things, but it doesn't mean that you completely forget about it. And I think that's sometimes what people forget. And then you get hard on yourself because you expect you to be able to forget it completely, thinking that that's healed the situation.
Right.
When that's not it. It just means that you're just remembering it.
I'll just have to forgive them and yet still not hold it against them.
Exactly. But you probably won't forget what the person has done.
That's a shame.
I know. It's
I'd
hard.
like to forget it because I keep thinking about it and I'm just like, who says this?
You should know us guys. Like we'll think and think and think and think and late at night and you're like still thinking about it and it's hard.
The other thing that bothers me is like this is real. I'll be in the shower and I'll remember something from 10 years ago and get mad about it. And I'm just like, hey, knock it off, self.
You know what helps?
What?
Okay,
Soap?
No, if someone says to you or if you say to yourself like they were mean and it's okay that you think they were.
Okay, they were mean. I forgive them again.
Exactly. So that sometimes it's hard when you feel like you're imagining it or maybe they weren't being mean and you took it wrong.
Yeah.
But if you just say, no, they could have been that way and that's okay then that you were upset.
Okay. All right. I'll let that. I'll go with that.
It probably won't ever go away.
Like completely.
Completely. Not maybe some people's other personalities help make that happen, but not us.
And I'm telling you. They say that love carries no record of wrongs. Aww. I don't think I love anybody because when you do something wrong,
you remember it.
I remember it forever.
Well, maybe it's that you haven't kept a record of like bringing it back up to them, but for you, it's written somewhere inside of you and it's not as easily away.
Oh, hello, you. Here, let's get the book out. Let me show you.
Aww.
Now. 3 years ago, it was a Tuesday.
I remember all the details. Well, I'm sorry someone was maybe...
I don't even think they weren't. That's what I keep trying to tell. They weren't trying to be mean. They just made an offhand comment. And those are the ones, when I hear an offhand comment, I'm like, oh, that's what they really think. Like, because that comment, that got past the filter. So that's what's really going on.
Oh, boy.
I know.
Well, hopefully no one else is dealing with that, and it's okay.
Well, if you are, you're not alone. And let's all get on the forgiveness train. Woot, woot.
It's late? What? Is the train late?
It got stuck somewhere
It's not
around
showing up.
Hard Feelings Curve.
It crashed there. It'll show up later.
I'm sure that it'll make it. It just had to slow down.
Like, where's the train at?
It's coming.
Are people really still listening to the Riot? You don't have work to do or laundry to fold or literally anything else to do? The Riot, Radio U.
Nikki, I see over there that you're chewing on what John sent us yesterday.
Yeah. Well, I've been looking at this for a few weeks. It's just...
Oh, you have?
Is it out now? Oh, yeah, this has been talked about since before Christmas.
What?
You haven't seen the picture of it?
I don't think I have. What's wrong with me?
It's the RadioU, which is like the brownie cookie combination that's coming out from Oreo. But now it should be out, or it should be out soon. So people are excited for it. Do you think you want it?
Well, I mean, for the show.
A RadioU is a triple layer Oreo. So it's like a triple layer cookie. You've got the Oreo cream, a brownie, and cookie dough, and that makes that.
Huh. Okay. Well, they say, according to this article, and this is, again, I want to say thanks to John for sending it in. It says it's available, and I quote, everywhere.
Yeah. So,
and that's in the United States and Canada.
Yes. And it's a nationwide release, but they had unveiled it a little bit ago.
You know what? For all I know, okay, wait, pause. First off, now that I'm seeing what it actually is, I thought, like, in this photo, there are Oreos, but then there's also these big brownie Oreo cookies.
Those.
That's what I thought it was. I was like, wow, they're really off brand here. Then if you look really closely, it's actually just an Oreo with 2 layers in it.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. This changes. It's 3 layers.
It's still exciting.
Oh, no, I'm still up for it. It's just that it's not what I thought it was when I first looked at it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'll have one of those.
I'll have everything on the picture. I'll take the brownies that are to the side and the Oreos.
Yeah.
So we'll look forward for an upcoming Riot food fight. But if you see them, text us anytime and just let us know where you found it out.
Yeah, seriously. Like you guys know the deal. They typically see Nikki and I coming and they take all the fun food and they stash it.
No, whenever we go, when you're trying to find something, you never find it.
I know.
When you're not trying and you don't need it and it's too late, then it's all there.
Yep. So, you know what to do. Text or call 877-2-RADIO-U and let us know what you got.
Yeah, thank you, John, for sending that in.
And yeah, don't be afraid to ever send anything in. And you know what? Even if you might be like, oh, I'm sure they've seen it, I would rather tell you that I've seen it than miss out on something.
Well, I'll look at this all day.
Yeah, I mean,
we have no problem looking at this again.
How dare you send me pictures of Oreos?
How could you?
Keep them coming.
The Riot Podcast. Radio U.
So we're not really much for celebrity gossip, but check this out. So Kim Kardashian and Kanye West are supposedly getting a divorce.
I feel like that broke, not officially, mind you, this is just everybody still talking, but news on that became very much the trending topic starting yesterday.
Yes. So, you know what? Don't like to see marriages break up, et cetera, but let's get into the nitty gritty here, Nikki. Their combined wealth. $2.2 billion.
Does that fascinate you?
It does.
Is that way more than you thought it would be? Or
yes, because let's talk about this. They've got a breakdown on some of them. $100 million in real estate.
Yeah.
They own $3.8 million in just a car collection. $300,000 of livestock. They own cows.
Well, when you have a lot of money, there's other things to invest in. Even though I wonder if this is an outsider looking in, they could be worth even more than that.
That's entirely possible. And to be clear, I kind of get it, because if you're going to have money,
you put it in different things.
Yeah, like for us, we're like, hey, I got $5 million and I'm super excited about having $5 million. I'm sorry, did I say 5 million? I meant five.
$5.
We got $5. I'm excited about this $5. I'm going to put it into this Baconator.
Yes, that sounds great.
That's how you buy cattle.
No, you're excited to invest in the drink, which gets you the free sandwich with it.
Exactly. I did that yesterday.
But it's a different world.
Right. And so at some point, if you want your money to stay ahead of inflation, so you're not losing money just by holding on to it, you put it into things that will appreciate, like cows and cars.
And real estate.
And Wyoming ranches and stuff like that.
Isn't that weird? To everybody else, though, you wouldn't think putting your money into, like, I would just say, well, why don't you just have one home? But I understand why they do that. But we're at the level where you're like, just please give me a home.
Sure would be cool if I had a place to live.
Something like that.
It's amazing. And then you have to like break it up. Like how many people are you going to have to hire just to fight over like, no, that's our cow.
Well, I'm sure
I'm keeping that. Like you can have that cow, but I want that cow.
I'm sure they had a good portion of that set up before they got married.
You think so?
Yeah, you have to. Yeah,
so you just divide it up.
Yeah.
So
like, I'll take the cars. You can have the cows.
Maybe, but like, what if it's one of those things?
Ranch.
They're like, I love that cow. Aww. That's why I want it.
Listen, a totally different world. Don't even understand it. Just it probably goes so deep that it's a full-time job to be able to split all that up.
Man, then don't think about how, you'll work your whole life for something that they just throw away.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're like, oh yeah, no, that's trash to them. The thing that you value so highly, utter garbage, not even worth, they wouldn't even think about looking at it.
Sure. They wouldn't need to split that up. They wouldn't even fight over all that.
No, they wouldn't. They would look at the stuff you have and be like, who wants this crap?
Like, why am I even here? But that's a lot of money if that's the case.
It's cool. I think I'm just going to sell everything and move into the desert. Just meditate all day.
Well, that's an option.
That's better.
Maybe we could not go so drastic either way, like not one way and not the other, but just a nice little middle.
What if you and I found a way to get some of their money in this divorce?
Well, we'd have to be the ones to split all the stuff up. We could fight for them on their behalf.
We could, to
split it all.
How good is that show? Like the reality show where two people are fighting over who gets to keep what, but it's not their stuff.
It's not them. It's just you're hiring someone else to go through it all.
Okay, let's get TLC on the line.
You think that would be a TLC show?
Maybe on Netflix. I don't know.
This was the worst of the riot, and we'd like to congratulate you on having the stomach to stick around to the very end. The riot exists because RadioU exists, and RadioU only exists because of your support. Find out more and give now at RadioU.com/donate.
And this is why I drink too.